Hi, everybody. Happy Friday night. High school football games doing all right out there. There was some showers and some heavy rainfall this afternoon, and then we were getting all worried, checking out the radar. There was a lot of lightning, and then right about 5:30, just about everything backed off. Storms never really made it east of I-65. There was a little bit of rainfall, but not much. It was mainly confined to really just Franklin County. And now just some clouds. If you had rain today, not many of you did, but if you did, you'll have some fog develop tonight, and I'll be with you tomorrow morning. May delay some of the early tea times if you're one of those locations. But overall, pretty quiet right now. A little muggy out there. I'm going to show you the estimated rainfall total. Let's see if this graphic will load up for me, if I have it on the right one, hopefully. There it is. So when you look at the rainfall for today, something should stick out. Where you see no color, that was where no rain fell. Where you see the light blue, that was like little baby amount of rainfall. But there's this like big yellow and red bullseye right near Russellville. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. That is where we actually had a flash flood warning issued at one point. There was some gusty winds with a thunderstorm that did go severe for a hot second, but estimated radar shows about 4 inches of rain in a bullseye just east of Russellville. And the west side of Russellville had about a half an inch. So even in and around Russellville, where there was some really heavy rainfall, some areas and parts of Russellville did not have nearly as much as other parts. This is what I mean by localized rain. We knew we were going to have some storms fire up today, and they were going to probably be west of I-65. It certainly played out that way. Yeah, I mean, let me go back one. Again, look at that one bullseye just sticks out. And there's another little bullseye too up near Lawrence County, just west of Lawrence County. But the haves and have-nots when it comes to rainfall, right? I mean, somebody wrote me an email or messaged me on my Facebook page tonight, and he was watching, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. There's no rain out there at all. I'm like, well, not in your backyard, but it's raining here. So radar got pretty active about 3:30, and then, like I said, 5:30, it was like, poof, gone, just like that. Another headline today was we hit 90 degrees. Before the storms hit, it was 90 everywhere. The temperature in Russellville and Phil Campbell dropped to 69 degrees when the storms fired up. That was at like 3:30 this afternoon. Then when the storms ended, the temperature in Russellville went all the way back up to like 85, and now you're right back down to 69 in Russellville. 70s for many locations. We was another 90-degree day. That's 9 in a row now. We'll probably have 10 tomorrow, 11 Sunday, 12 Monday, and 13 Tuesday. 13 consecutive 90-degree days in September. Not all the days are humid, but they're certainly hot, right? It's pretty wild. That's a big stretch of 90s in September. I went back to the records. It's happened before, but it's rare. A few clouds tonight, patchy fog, temperatures mid-60s. Saturday, can't rule out an isolated shower or storm. Most of you will stay dry. The headline is hit 90 again, and it's a little bit more humid here for the weekend. 10-day forecast, these little tiny little blips of showers and storms through Monday and Tuesday, right? Fall arrives, it won't feel like fall at all. It's going to be near 90 degrees on Monday. But then on Wednesday and Thursday, and possibly into Friday too, it looks like a higher chance of rain. We might be able to raise the pops up there, or the pops, we call them the little percentage, maybe to like a 40 or 50% Wednesday, Thursday. And that will be some much needed rainfall if it plays out. I don't know how much rain will fall at this time. It's still almost a week away. But it will lower the temperatures, and we'll get back to highs right around 80 degrees, which is a little bit more fall-like for the Tennessee Valley. So there is change coming on the way. There is. Hi, Samantha. What's up, Big Cheddar? I'm Big Cheddar. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Happy Friday night. High school football action. We were so worried about any kind of storms lingering into the evening hours. And thankfully, they literally shut down right before all the kickoffs. So where we had storms, that was. So good news for that. Glad the games got in. And, of course, the Blitz team is all over it. They'll have all the highlights and action going on from the high school games. And looking forward to watching Carl and everybody put all those together for you. I don't usually work Friday night, so this is weird. Donna Oliver is on my page, and she says, good evening, Jess. Jeff. I'm Jeff. At my house, it dropped to 67 degrees when it started to rain at Phil Campbell. All those storms. There was probably some small hail with the storms, too, I would imagine. Maybe even some dime-sized hail. But all that cold air with a thunderstorm was racing down to the surface. It's a pretty solid downdraft is what that is. But Yeah, temperature cooled about 20 to 25 degrees in a matter of minutes when those storms hit that area. And it wasn't just like where the storms were, because you gotta remember when there's a storm and it's raining and it's doing its thing, there's this big strong outflow boundary that comes out. So even down towards like Haleyville, where it really wasn't raining all that heavy, it was 69 degrees there. So it wasn't just in the areas that had the storm right above them. It was everybody in that area. And even some of the outflow boundaries, like I think it was in Athens, there was like a little storm in like northwestern portions of Madison County, just north of Athens. And it really didn't hit the downtown Athens area. I don't believe it stayed pretty much north and it fizzled out. But it still had some outflow boundary to it. And it sparked a few more storms south of 565 briefly. But the temperature in Athens dropped. And then you didn't even really have a storm. But it was like 93 and then it was like 85 or 86 or something like that. It wasn't quite as dramatic as areas west, but it was still pretty impressive. And by the time we got to 6 o'clock, almost everybody, except for far eastern locations, had some kind of thunderstorm cooled air, even if you didn't have a thunderstorm. There's all these outflow boundaries just racing across the Tennessee Valley and dropped the temperatures. So it's pretty cool, literally. It was cool, literally. But I'll pop the 10-day up so you can see it a little bit closer. Nope, not when I do that. There we go. The time is now 9:40, 10 o'clock newscast. A little different on Friday nights. A lot of sports coverage, a lot of high school action with football. We'll have all that for you. Mix in a little bit of weather. And then I am off tomorrow. Eric Burke will be here tomorrow morning. He'll be in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for 5 a.m. And then Jada's in at night. I'm back Sunday morning. Jada's in Sunday night. And we'll have you covered. We'll keep the updates coming for next week. Tinkerfest takes place tomorrow. I think Eric Burke will be bringing the 48 Storm Tracker down there, and he'll be hanging out there in the morning. Then Jada's going in the afternoon. Brad is on vacation, and I will not be there tomorrow. I have a day off that I'm going to take full advantage of. And I'm very excited about that. I don't get a weekend day off very often. So I have Saturday off and then back Sunday. And for any events that are taking place, obviously Trails of Tears will be tomorrow in the Bridgeport area by about 8 a.m. and then driving all the way across the Tennessee Valley from state to state, all the way to Waterloo by the afternoon. 8 a.m. will be about 71 or 72 in Bridgeport, and then by the time you get to Waterloo, it'll be about 90. Doesn't look like there'll be much rain tomorrow, but can't rule out a stray shower or storm. It's a very summer-like pattern right now, very summer-like pattern. Let's see if I can get this to work. I might have really messed this up. See, that's what happens when Jeff starts hitting buttons. It's kind of scary. Never a good thing when I'm hitting buttons. AJ actually has to go cover sports. Like, he's doing all the sports stuff out there. So he's like, I'm on my own in here today. It's kind of scary. All right. Weekend cannot come fast enough. So 10 o'clock newscast. We'll see you then. Any updates, we'll also keep them coming up on our Facebook page and on our web page. Tomorrow, if you're out and about and you have the WAFF 48 app, weather app on your phone, comes in handy when there's a isolated thunderstorm or shower possible in the forecast. If you're out trying to play a little golf, maybe you're doing a little outdoor pickleball and see some clouds moving in. You might want to check that radar and see if it's coming near you. Carl was texting me when he was live, my neighbor, but he's like, do I got storms or showers near me? It looks a little dark. I see some clouds. I'm like, no, you good? But if he had the 48 app, he would have been like, okay, I'm all right. Speaking of pickleball, our pickleball posse has not played in a while. Very depressing that our pickleball posse has not played. I need to play some more pickleball. Eric Burke needs to get that organized. For those of you who don't know, we all love to play here. We have like a little pickleball posse. There's like 5, 6, 7 of us that play. We're trying to recruit more. But outdoor courts, full action. And more outdoor courts for pickleball are getting built. Some people laugh about pickleball, but it's great exercise, especially for someone old like me. I get out there, I do a little running, and can't wait for it to get maybe a little cooler so when we're out there playing, we won't be sweating so much. And this is kind of the transition time for the Tennessee Valley. Is fall officially arrives on Monday, but very rarely do we just instantly cool off. It's usually a gradual trend to cool off through October. And then finally in November, you start having more in the way of cooler days and hotter days. But that transition starts to take place for the final week of September. When you go back and look at the climatology of the area, you start to see a pretty significant drop in consistent temperatures being cooler as we go into especially middle of October. And then by the time you get to Halloween, sometimes it can be cold and sometimes it can be kind of hot, but the overall trend of temperatures is to take a nosedive through October and then eventually set you up for what will feel a little bit cooler in November and December, of course. So, thank you, Donna Oliver. I see that. I appreciate it. Brett says, how's the tropics looking heading to the beach in 2 weeks in Orange Beach? Quiet, quiet, quiet. Well, there is a system. There's Gabrielle in the Atlantic, and it's not coming to Orange Beach anytime soon. There's another tropical wave off the coast of Africa, Brett, and that maybe could have some development down the road, but it doesn't look all that promising. And so far, knock on wood, tropics are quiet this year. So far, not really a lot going on. If Gabrielle were to become a Category 1 hurricane, which I do believe is the forecast by Sunday or Monday, it would brush Bermuda to the east, not making a direct impact on the small island. And that would only be the second hurricane. We've had 7 named systems with Gabrielle, but Aaron was the only hurricane up to this date. The biggest impact was probably the remnants of what was once Tropical Storm Barry that brought that terrible flooding rainfall to parts of Texas on July 4th. But overall, the tropics have been pretty quiet. So looking good. If you're going to Orange Beach in 2 weeks, have a good time, my friend. Kind of jealous. I miss the beach. Mike Gentle said he was going to put a sandbox in his backyard by the pool for me. I'm going to take him up on that offer, I promise. All right, I got to go. Everybody have a fantastic night. Kick off your weekend. Be safe tonight. If you're going to be going out tonight, keep it safe and enjoy the weekend. I know it's going to be a little hot for some of you, and it's not going to be all that rainy for those of you who want rain, but if you have outdoor plans, drink a couple bottles of water and stay hydrated and enjoy the last full weekend of summer before fall officially arrives on Monday. Have a good night, everybody.